everyone, it's me, Kevin here. So, Tesla stock is going to $1,000. Wow! Why? Just slap a 50p on it, bro. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. We're gonna do a reaction to old Meat Stroker Kevin's new video revealing my new Tesla stock price target, 2024 Tesla price. So apparently, Meat Genius here can predict exactly where Tesla stock, which is highly volatile and it's massive bubble clown stock, is going to be trading in like a month and a half. Crazy. So in this video, Kevin is going to tell us why Tesla stock is going to $1,000. Now let's do some quick math here. What market capitalization is Tesla going to be in a very short couple of months or year at most? What market cap are they going to be if Tesla stock itself goes to $1,000? Well, let's go ahead and take 1,000 and divide it by the current stock price of $234.30, and then multiply it by the current market cap of $744.82 billion. And old Meat Stroker Kevin thinks Tesla stock within a year or two is going to be $3.2 trillion. Okay, $3.2 trillion. That's going to be, Tesla's going to be worth more than Apple. More than Apple. And Saudi Aramco combined. Elon Musk. So let's go ahead and see what Kevin is talking about, because I've noticed interesting things about Tesla. I've noticed their revenue year-over-year growth rate is massively slowing down. Oh my God, that's bad. Look at their margins. Their margins are compressing. Operating margins compressing. Profit margins compressing. Free cash flow margin is compressing. Everything's compressing, bro. But somehow Tesla is going to massively increase to a $3.2 billion or trillion dollar market cap. Let's see how. Wow, we're going to watch it 1.5 speed because I can't stand watching this clown at normal speed.
Percent of Tesla's total revenues for energy, a bonus. Most of the FSD revenue, aside from what we can build into vehicle margins, a bonus. Dojo supercomputer, bonus. Fully autonomous vehicle and fleet services like robotaxis, bonus. I strongly believe that the best way to value Tesla is to cut all of that out. I call that the fat. I call that the icing on the cake, the sweeteners that make Tesla an even more desirable investment. But what?
Okay, so we're going to cut out everything that is pumping the stock. Because if you cut out all that other garbage that Clown-Alon scum rat loves to pump and make people pretend it's actually going to come to fruition, it's a car company. If you cut out the energy, if you cut out the, hey, I'm a hot guy, it's a car company. And then how would you value Tesla? Well, apparently you'd slap a 50 PE on it, of course.
What makes me interested in Tesla as a $1,000 price target, and over what time frame? Well, let's analyze that right now. This is my take on Tesla. A quick note, if you go to meetkevin.com, you're now going to see we've bundled every single Noob vs. Pro course as a bundle into the gold membership. What I'd like to do is focus your...
Of course he has a sales pitch in there, Jesus. Right before the Tesla valuation. And he did that on purpose because, I can't look away. I need to see what Meet Kevin's price target is on Tesla stock because he's so good at investing, bro.
Your attention here on what I call my 2026 base case scenario for Tesla. This is not the $1,000 sheet, but let's go through it. There's some important changes here from previous analysis that we've done for Tesla. I've actually reduced the average selling price of a Tesla from $45,000 to $40,000. Kathy Wood sits at about $45,000 for her target. I'm reducing this to about $40,000. I actually think it is beneficial for America and Tesla to have, and for Tesla to introduce smaller EVs, like smaller batteries.
Wait a minute. He's saying they're going to sell 4.4 million vehicles by the end of 2026, and he's saying their revenue is going to be about roughly billion dollars by the end of 2026. Okay, that's not that far away. That's basically 3 years from now, 3 full years. So if we look at Tesla's current trailing revenue, this clown is saying Tesla's going to go from 90, they're going to double their revenue in 3 years, okay? If you look at their revenue year-over-year growth rate, it's massively decelerated. If you're growing at 8% for 3 years, that's not a double, okay? They're going to double their revenue in 3, really? Serious, does anybody really believe this shit? Does anybody really believe this absolute nonsense? That Tesla, which in the most recent quarter had 8% year-over-year revenue growth, is somehow going to double their revenue as they become larger, which is harder to do in 3 years. I guess so because, wow.
Batteries, EVs, right? So a Model 3 with 99 miles of range. The vehicle's lighter, it'll be more efficient, the battery will be a fraction of the cost. A lot of people might get upset about that idea because Americans, we like our range, we like buying cars for this edge case scenario that we might have to travel with it, but most households have more than one car. And I think a daily driver for your commute to school, or you're bringing your children to school or soccer practice or whatever, 99 miles is almost sufficient. Actually, I think it's more than sufficient, quite frankly. I think the average commute in America is about 30 miles a day. That's your average commute, about 30 miles. That's roughly 30 minutes. As people look at that as sort of highway miles, though some people argue that the averages skew a little bit because some people sit in traffic and they drive fewer miles, some people drive more miles, whatever.
Wow, this is so pertinent to Tesla's price target.
The point is, and we could Google it too, average commute in America. Average commute in America. I was close. 26.6 minutes according to the Census Bureau.
This is why I pay you money. This is why I signed up for your financial advisor services, Kevin, because of this amazing analysis. Oh, the average commute, let me Google it. Oh, what, 30 minutes? Wow!
That means on the daily, you spend about an hour on the road, right? So if you're about 30 miles, 60 miles, perfect. Quite frankly, 100 miles on battery is probably like 60 anyway. No, it shouldn't be that bad. It should be, if you had a 100-mile battery, realistically, you should be getting like 85, 90 out of it, right? You take off that 10 to 15%, but that should be more than enough for your daily commute, stop at the grocery store.
What is he do? Just tell us what your price target is. Let's go. Wow, commuting. Wow. I wish I could just drag on videos like this.
Or do things along the way or whatever. You plug it in at night. Simple. And now, this is assuming the 80% charge rule. So let's say the battery capacity is 120, right? And you're charging 80%. I personally think that is the long-term benefit where you can actually get not just a $25,000 Tesla, but you get a $19,000 Tesla that is actually profitable. So
no, we're going to have a $19,000 Tesla? That's profitable, bro. Yes, I'm sure by the end of 2026, Clown Elon's scum rat, after this stupid Cybertruck disaster, which is going to happen, they're going to have a $19,000 vehicle in 3 years with inflation. It's easy, bro, okay? What is the average price of a car now? Much higher than that. Even a Corolla probably costs way more than that. This guy is so full of shit, it's coming out of his ears.
I believe average selling prices will actually deflate down. This is inclusive of what we're seeing throughout the broader economy, whether it's Walmart, Target, Affirm, Visa, MasterCard, travel companies, you name it. Almost everybody is either talking about disinflation or deflation at this point.
Oh, yeah, because, throughout our history, we've totally had a consistent amount of deflation, right? Bullshit. Prices are going to go up, okay? The Federal Reserve, everybody wants like a slow, steady rate of inflation. Prices are not going to come down. Maybe in some categories they will, okay? But I don't think that's going to happen with cars. I think we're going to have steady, at some point, 2% inflation, which is the Fed's target. And over time, good Lord, over time, that's going to compound out. Tesla's car prices are not coming down. What a freaking moron.
Point in company earnings calls. And they are all, even Levi's, Vans, the shoes, certainly in the good space. And everybody's talking about how can they provide more value to their customers. I think one of the best ways Tesla can provide more value to their customers is by reducing the value of, or the cost, their entry cost of their cars. So how does that play into the actual numbers? Well, I think a $40,000 average selling price at 4.4 million vehicles, which that's very simple math. It's a 35% growth rate, down from 50%.
35% growth rate from 8. And they're growing. Oh my God. Please, why do I have to experience this for my pittance of ad revenue that I get? It hurts so bad.
But it's simple. It's 1.8 million vehicles in 23, add 35% for 4, 5, 6. Boom. You're at about 4.3, 4.4 million vehicles, depending if you use 35.
Yeah, not 8%, bro. No, 35. But why not 50, Kevin?
35 and a half, right around there. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to look at margin. I'm going to assume that by 2026, the end of 2026, we are at a 20% expense or 80% expense ratio, 20% gross profit margin on the vehicles. We're leaving most of the other items the same from our prior analyses. And this is going to bring us to a $340 forward price target for 2026. There we go.
He had to update it. I mean, I'm not perfect either, but that's just funny. So he's saying, wait a minute. Tesla's PE ratio in 2026 is going to be 340.34, or is that the price target? Man, this is almost evidence that he's splitting his attention amongst too many different things, okay? He's saying Tesla's PE ratio in 2026 is going to be 340. That's the price target, okay? He's just rushing and throwing shit on it. You think he clearly thought this through and did serious analysis when the freaking presentation itself is jacked up? Of course he did it, okay? That's the price target. That's not going to be Tesla's PE ratio. So, he's saying the Ford PE, the actual PE, is going to be 50. and he's stripping out everything. Energy, Optimus Prime, Optimus Slime, and just basically leaving it as a car company, which it basically is. Just a fluffed up car company. It's a future, bro. He's going to give it a 50 PE ratio. Really? Just give everything this is worse than Jeremy. Just give it a 50 PE, bro. It's so easy. Everything's undervalued. I put a 50 PE on VT. I'm mad. Oh man, I'm gonna get so rich, boy. Does anybody actually believe this bullshit? Do we need to watch any more of this? I guess we could watch another minute, but like, this is just outrageous. Everything in here, all the assumptions are completely outrageous. The PE is outrageous. The growth rate is outrageous. The margins are stupid. Everything that this guy is putting on here, and you can see it's rushed and put together quickly, is absolute hot trash. So let's watch about another minute, and then I'm signing off from this nonsense.
That gives us a return at today's valuation. Let's see what the stock price is at the very moment. It is $236. That gives us a compounded annual rate of return of roughly 13%. Now, that is not my $1,000 price target. I am now going to tell you about my $1,000 price target. And not only am I going to tell you about that, but I'm going to tell you about how we can actually get to $1,000 way quicker than anybody thinks. And I'm going to give you the step-by-step in terms of how Tesla can apply this and how we can get to $1,000 much quicker. Okay, ready? Here we go. First, this is the $1,000 price target. It is a 2030 price target. It is $36,000 per vehicle at 12.5 million vehicles. That is...
Wow, let me just pull a number of vehicles out of my ass.
Is a lot of cars. A lot. So we actually have to grow and grow and grow. We don't have to grow at an average of 35% anymore, though. We can actually bring the entire average to about 31%. So if I go...
Most recent quarter, 8%. For the next 7 years, bro, 31%. This is comedy. This is comedy. I can't stand it. I can't stand it, baby. Oh, and the average revenue per vehicle in 7 years, because there's not going to be inflation, bro. Trust me on that. It's going to be $36,000. You think a car is going to cost on average $36,000 in 2030? Seriously? Do you really believe that? Come here. Wow. This is why Kevin's a millionaire and I'm just a broke loser.
24, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 30. All of them at 31%. I get to about 12. Go with about 31.5% average growth over the next 7 years. You're roughly there at 12.5 million vehicles. At a lower price range, because I think we're going to, yes, we'll have the luxury cars, but thanks to deflation, which I expect will happen, we are going to get this down. However,
we're not going to have deflation. Okay, deflation is bad. People don't spend money. It hurts the economy. We always want inflation. That's the target. We've always had consistent inflation. Okay, sometimes it goes higher than normal, but on average, we've had inflation historically, and it makes sense going into the future that we probably should have a tiny bit of inflation. Because if there's deflation, people delay purchases because they think prices are coming down, which they're probably right, and that slows down economic activity. It's like basic economics, okay? I'm not even an economist, and I know that.
We're also going to get efficiencies up. I don't think we're going back to 30%. That would be a massive game changer. I'll show you this in a moment. But look at this. I think we go to 23% gross profit. Changing just those two variables with a forward peg of about 1.3 brings me to $1,000.
Okay, so what are their current shares outstanding? So Kevin is saying, so the current shares outstanding are 3.1, and he's saying, let's go back a little bit. What is he saying the shares outstanding were? Okay, so he's assuming the shares will go up just a tad bit to finance all this expansion, all this growth, everything. The shares outstanding are only going to go up a couple million. Okay, maybe that's more feasible than everything else in this freaking presentation. But so even then, in 2030, this clown is saying Tesla's going to have a PE ratio of 50 in 2030. I don't know about you. I'm not a stock market expert, but most car companies don't have PE ratios of 50. And most companies don't grow at 31% compounded forever into the future, especially when we see massive contraction in sales due to massive competition. And macro, it's the macro, bro. This is the most ridiculous stuff I have ever seen in my entire life. Kevin, just stop, dude. Just stop. Just stop, bro. Okay?